How you placed, Derek?
Yeah, good. Liam Donnelly back training, Corey and Dober, another few days work. So both lads come into the squad. Mally Watkins, unfortunately, is going to miss out. Mally just opened up his groin a wee bit at the weekend. So we'll get him scanned tomorrow. We don't anticipate him being out too long. But he was doing well in the game as well. Unfortunately, I had to come off. But we think he will miss tomorrow night, potentially Saturday, but I don't think it'll be any longer than that.
Disappointing from him getting a start?
Yeah, he scored 3 goals, but he's led the line really well. Obviously, quite keen to get the two of them together, Big Vass and him together. I think both offer different qualities, but qualities that can help us. And I think even on Saturday, the time they're on the pitch, I thought they get us up the pitch. I thought my front four were really effective throughout the game. Probably more evidence of that when Dundee get out to 10 men, but we just need to be a bit more productive when we get the ball into these areas. You know, scoring 2 goals away from home, 2 goals last week against Hibs here at home. You know, we've got to try and make sure that these become winning performances, because a lot of the performance was good. But we've undone on Saturday with 2 set plays and we're disappointed. But no, we're 45 seconds away from sitting in 5th and having 8 points, which has been a good return from the start. We're still better off than where we were last year in the league. And I actually think the performances have been better as well. So, but we could have been so much better in terms of the last couple of games. So we'll move on. Obviously, the cup game's different. We want to make sure that we're maximising what we can in the cups. We said at the start of the season we see ourselves as a team that can win a cup and go the full way. We win our group, we get drawn against the holders, Celtic, we managed to beat them. So there's evidence there for my team that we can win this if we beat the team who was the current holders. And it's important now that we try and beat another good team, in Hearts. So normally when you win a cup domestic in Scotland, you need to beat more than one good team. And when you're in the last 8, the likelihood is you're facing a good side. So some good players in that Hearts team. We've got to make sure we keep doing a lot of what we're doing, but be far more stingy and getting back into the team that we were more at the start of the season, where we were keeping clean sheets and giving ourselves the best opportunity.
It was a while back a Celtic win, but we can obviously take a lot from that. And obviously it's a different pool of players, but from reaching the semi-final last season.
Yeah, I said that to the players at the team meeting this morning. You know, last year we beat some good teams to get to arrive at Hampden, but and Celtic were waiting for us, and obviously there's no Celtic this time around. We've already beaten them, and it's an opportunity for us to get another 90 minutes away from another Hampden opportunity, and that's what we're here for. We're trying to take the opportunity that's there for us. The fact that we're at home, we're delighted with. We're normally strong at home, and we have been for a period of time now. But we've got to overcome an opponent who'll see it the exact same way. They'll see it as an opportunity as well. So, but no, thoroughly looking forward to it. Just delighted we're in the mix for it.
Given that Celtic are out of the competition, Derek, obviously not met in the previous round, their success in cups over the last decade, do you feel that it's now anyone's to win, everyone's got a fair shot at it?
I think all 8 teams will see it and believe it. Certainly we do. We've got to try and see the bigger picture and visualise the fact that we could win this. You know, we felt that, and I'm sure some teams have got more difficult ties than others, but I think every team, all Premier League teams now, when you get to this stage, every team will dream that it could be their opportunity this year.
When you beat the holders in the previous round, does it almost, in terms of when you talk to the players, you say, look what we've already done. We don't just want to beat Celtic and then got knocked out in the quarterfinals. People might not remember that in years to come. Does it give you extra motivation to say, look, we've already knocked this lot out, let's not put it to waste, we need to go all the way now? Did you say that?
In a sense, but it's important for us just to try and deal with Hearts. There's enough obvious threats in the Hearts team, some good players, as I said. So it's I think any time you get into a cup competition, and particularly if you're a Premier League team as we are, it's important you try and take the opportunity that's there. I've always enjoyed cups. I've always took a pride in trying to be the best we can and go as far as we can in the cups, and we're trying to do something similar here at Kilmarnock. Last year we were in the first Kilmarnock team to get to 2 semi-finals in the history of the club. If we had just won that quarter-final tie, I'm honest, but we weren't good enough for the night, but we were close. At least we'd given ourselves a chance, and it's up to us to try and be demanding of ourselves through the league campaign. But we've got to be a good cup team, and we've already shown this season, as you said, through the group stages. and in beating Celtic that we can be. So we need to continue to be that tomorrow night, hopefully.
You obviously were regular at Hampden with Aberdeen, and you obviously got off to a good start in your reign in the cups. Does the momentum kind of build? Do you get the few players start to feel like they're a good cup team when they have that early kind of assurance that they're making waves and getting there?
They should do it. I think the cup, even for the English-based lads who come up here, it's different down the road. I played down the road and managed down there. It's that Wembley is so far away and it's beyond the reach of so many teams, and the cups are almost an inconvenience down there. Whereas here, it's when you're 4 rounds effectively. Obviously, since I've been at Kilmarnock, we've been involved in the group stages, so you've got to navigate that early on in the season. But once you get into the quarter-final stage, when you're 2 games away from competing in a cup final, and it's important that we sniff it and take the opportunity it's there. I keep trying to say that to the players to try and, while we're here, while we're working at Kilmarnock, let's go and do something and try and do something that we can be remembered for. So I want us to be that team, and but tomorrow night we're going to have to turn up, make sure we put in a performance, because while Hearts haven't scored too many goals this season, they've certainly not conceded a lot either. So we've got to make sure that we're good in both boxes tomorrow. But we'll be treating the game like a cup tie that the opportunity is there, we'll be ready for it, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's been 10 seasons, Derek, since you won the League Cup with Aberdeen. Gav said there, you've got a fantastic record both in this competition and in the Scottish Cup.
It's not that fantastic, we've only won it once in 10 years, but I know what you mean.
But what would that mean for you personally if you had to take Kilmarnock into the latter stage of this potentially and win it, as you say?
Yeah, first things first, we've got to try and win a quarter final. But the plan is, as I said, repeat myself, the plan is to try and be that team and just keep arriving at Hampden time and time again. I want my players to expect that from themselves and expect that from us as a club. So the fact that we're here, it shouldn't be a surprise to my players, and I want us to feel at home in this sort of situation and deal with a quarter final. Hopefully we can deal with it tomorrow.
It was a special night in the quarter final last year against Dundee United. I remember watching that on the TV, and the fans were magnificent. Are you hoping to create some sort of a similar atmosphere to get the same outcome as last time round? Yeah,
obviously Hearts will bring a good travelling support, which always adds to a cup tie and that atmosphere. And as I say, there's evidence there for our fans that when they get behind us, and the last season's a case in point, that we need to draw on everything, every strength we've got, every advantage we can. Obviously Hearts have got huge advantages over us in terms of resource and all the rest of it, but we're both pitched in a quarter final. We're at home, we've got the majority of support behind us, and hopefully, as I say, we can together make it a good night for us.
I was over at Hearts this morning speaking to Cammy Devlin and Stephen Naismith. Both made comments about the pitch and how that will make the game more difficult. Is that, you becoming quite tired of these comments? It seems like every time there's a big game here, Derek, someone's always digging it out at the start.
No, the pitch normally gets referenced a lot when teams lose, but I've not really heard too many people comment on it before we play on it. The pitch is a pitch. It's no perfect to a lot of people, and we have to deal with it. But it's the same when you go different cups. Games can throw, when you go to some obscure places, pitches can be waterlogged and pitches can be heavy, and it's all different sort of scenarios to get through different cup ties you need to deal with. So this is our home. We've got to try and deal with the opportunity that's there for us, and what other people think of our pitch or us, it doesn't really matter to me.
What challenges do you expect Hearts to pose your side tomorrow? You mentioned they've not scored many goals, but they do have lots of threats on their side.
Well, they have. I think Boyce and Shanklin, both lads particular who can provide real qualities and can be it can be the difference maker. So obviously we've got to be aware of that. But I think they've accumulated a more than decent squad there at Hearts, and the fact that they finished third last season suggests their capabilities. So we've got to be aware of their strengths. We spoke briefly about them this morning to the players, but I want us to try and more focus on us. But mostly the meeting was talking about us and try to improve things, certainly in both boxes, and being the difference for us to don't let's be put out of cup due to one or two little things that's maybe just undermining a wee bit some of the performance. We've had a couple of draws of late, and while it's never a bad thing being unbeaten, there's an added frustration that those draws could have been wins if we just do certain things that bit better, and we're looking to be a better team at that tomorrow and show those improvements, because if we can, it'll give us a better chance.
Just on Daniel Armstrong, obviously, with 2 goals at the weekend, he continued his form from last season. When he was a young player, he went down to Wolves and he was really highly regarded. But why do you think he's found his best form at Kilmarnock?
I think Danny's got to take the credit for that. I think he's thrived on the fact that he's that added responsibility. You know, I stated last season that when he reported back for pre-season, it was, and obviously we're putting a squad together, he was at the front, he's putting his hand up, here I am, you don't need to look anywhere else. And through the League Cup and pre-season games, he was terrific, and he's kind of really just kept a standard of performance. I thought Saturday was his best game this season. We've not really had a complete 90-minute performance from Danny yet. He's still assisted. Even last week against Hibs, he's involved in the 2 goals for us. So even when he's not been in full flow, but I think he's capable of those big moments for us, and he's a bit of a talisman for us. But there's nobody has influenced the games more for us positively than Danny in the last wee while. And Saturday's performance pleased me no end, because there was so much of his performance was tighter, better, more productive, and he gets 2 goals again. The second goal was exactly where he should be more often, getting that one-touch finish at the back post. So Danny's hopefully can continue a lot of his good work.
Yeah, is it Robbie D's alright? I noticed he came off at half time.
I took him off, it was fine. It was just he had been booked, and also Tom Davis is maybe a more natural raiding left back, and even down to 10 men. It was a combination of both those factors. But no, he's fine. He's trained yesterday, trained today.
And just on Saturday, there's no consequences there for the red card?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I think there may well be, but I just thought it was all a bit unnecessary. Ultimately, I'm convinced the ball was out, and I've seen the footage that's suggesting me that I was right with that, and the ball was out. It's bent back in and it's bounced over the line, out the pitch. So, but the opinion that matters is the assistant referee, sorry, and he didn't think it had went out. So, a red card is the punishment fit the crime. I don't think it does, but that was the rules, and hopefully there's nothing more to come for it. But I don't know, to be honest. No heard.